We've all been there as first-time buyers, right? Endlessly researching online, soaking up every single piece of advice that promises a smooth and easy buying process. But you do need to be careful. Among all those gems of wisdom are minefields of terrible tips. Tips that no first-time buyer in their right mind should ever follow. From the myth that buying directly from a homeowner or the listing agent will save you money, to the idea that just buying that new home from the builder is going to be the easiest way to go, I'm going to expose the worst things that always send first-time buyers down the wrong path. So if you are just getting started on your home buying journey and you want to avoid these big mistakes that are simply going to ruin your move, stick around, because the truth is gonna surprise you. Hey, when you are just starting out or starting over on something that you haven't done in a while, like buying a property, the online and the in-your-ear advice is, well, nonstop. But the trick is to weed through all of that and follow the advice that actually works for you and your situation. And when it comes to home buying, well, you're gonna find two main types of advice. Advice for getting a home that you truly love and want. One kind is all about the home buying best practices. And let's face it, all the advice is quite similar, all told in a different way by a different source, be it online or in a book or even a podcast. Even those home buying seminars and webinars, it's the same basic info, just a different source. As for the other kind of advice, well, it's the with the best intentions variety, which could come from your family or friends or even your hairdresser, barber, or mechanic. Seems everyone has some sort of opinion. Most of it is noise from people with good intentions for you, but folks with no skill set in helping home buyers and sellers, you need folks who are day in and day out actually helping people buy and sell property. Is listening to your friends, neighbors, and coworkers' advice really the best way to go? When you're listening to others who may or may not have even bought or sold a home, hey, you gotta ask yourself, is it really sound advice or not? When you're out there shopping for property, it's best to be discerning. Be aware of the advice you're getting and where it's coming from. Another horrible thing to do, at least here in San Diego, is trying to time the market or decide to hold off on moving forward because you're waiting for interest rates to drop. Our market has been on a tear. Did you catch the article this week touting that CoreLogic released a report? Guys, it states that according to CoreLogic, San Diego's home prices at all tiers, low and high, also increased the fastest over the course of the past year. In February, San Diego recorded its second month of double-digit annual price increases. Unreal, but they were at 11.4%. Sitting on the sidelines is a horrible idea. You're missing out on gaining that double-digit appreciation that San Diego homeowners are experiencing. Hey, the sooner that you go out and buy your own home, the sooner you stop paying your landlord's mortgage. And the sooner you're going to set your monthly housing payment for good. No more rent increases. The article continued to say, experts said San Diego has been the best performing market since 2023. Despite rising prices, San Diego had among the strongest monthly gains in the nation after Seattle at number 1 and followed by San Francisco at number 3. The home prices in Seattle and San Diego increased 1% faster in February than their pre-pandemic pace during the same month in 2019. Guys, if you wait too long, you actually run the risk of getting priced out of the market. And if you're waiting for rates to drop, plan to keep waiting. Experts are talking about the possibility of a rate decrease in fall at best. And if they do go down, all of those buyers who are sitting on the fence are gonna be your competition. Getting your foot in the door now beats waiting and running the risk of never owning a home in San Diego. We get calls from new buyers all the time. It's the nature of our business, right? Just this past weekend, a guy calls on a sign that we have in front of one of our listings, and he asked the price, the details, the normal stuff. Then he asked if we could just send him some listings. No. So many unanswered questions start going off in my head. What price range, what areas, what do you qualify for in regards to getting a home loan? So this guy's just driving around aimlessly with no game plan, no idea of what areas he wants to be in, what type of property he wants, and he was definitely just clueless about the pre-approval and the home loan process. Guys, stop window shopping, get your loan pre-approved, then you're going to know your budget, then you start looking at property. Don't put that cart before the horse, okay? And the last big mistake buyers make is that they go directly to the homeowner, the listing agent on a property, or even the builder of a new home tract. Don't do that. No, you're not going to get a better deal, and more importantly, you do not have representation. So how can I better explain this? Imagine representing yourself in court, no attorney or legal guidance, or imagine replacing the motor in your car by yourself, or heck, building your own home because you have some tools. Hey, just because you have a driver's license or you've watched an episode of anything on HGTV doesn't qualify you to represent yourself, especially in one of the largest financial transactions of your life. Don't go it alone. Guys, you know how I like to share these insider secrets in our business? Well, here's another one. Agents actually hire other realtors when they buy and sell. It's true. They've hired my dad and I through the years to represent them. Number one, they don't want the liability when they're representing themselves. And number two, they're gladly going to pay for expert representation because they recognize the need to have a seasoned pro on their side. Now, if there's one thing you remember in this video, this is it. The one last thing about having your own representation, you have a dedicated buyer's agent. You get a fiduciary relationship with that person, and their job is to get you the best possible price and terms, representing your best interest above everything else. Here's another insider secret. That homeowner, that listing agent, and that agent at the open house, or even the new home tract, they all sign that same agreement, but with the seller, to get them the highest price and the best terms, representing their best interest above everything else, including you. So that comes first, not you. You come second. So I'm betting that you learned a thing or two. Hey, I'm curious. Did you get a digital copy of our buyer guide yet? If not, you can click the link down below in the description to get your free download. All you got to do is tell us where to send it. It's packed with all of this need-to-know info, like what we covered in this video, taking you through each step of the process, and it's actually going to explain what you can expect when you hire my dad and I to represent you on your purchase, whether it's a condo, a home, multi-unit, or even commercial property. We got you all the way through. And here is another video that we think you'll want to check out next.